You know, there's something very melodic about your voice, and I mean, I think it's the fact that you're an R&B, soul, and jazz singer. But where do you sit comfortably? I mean, if I had to say you can only sing one particular style, what would you choose?
I think it would be like in a genre of jazz.
Jazz is the thing that really appeals to you.
That's correct, yes.
Talk to me about deciding to leave PE and then finally coming to Johannesburg, and what prompted you, and just how difficult was it?
Okay, in November I was meant to go to Bahrain and start playing at the 5-star hotel there, and things never worked out for me. And then I was like at home like for 3 months, all frustrated, and I'm like, God, but I've got this talent. I mean, you know, and now I'm like frustrated and I feel like I'm not doing anything. So one day I just, you know, decided to book a ticket, all money I had, and I literally came down with the 5 rand on the bus, and not knowing where I'm going to sleep, not knowing what I'm going to eat, or not knowing anything. So I just took a step of faith and came to Johannesburg. And as I got off the bus, I had my guitar in my one hand, I had my bag, you know, on wheels on my other hand, and just made my way through to a Pick n Pay and asked the guys, yes, so don't you guys want to just like keep my bag here for the day? And you know, at the receiving counter, what's that, parcel counter?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I just made my way to SABC actually, you know, Radio Park, and I just started playing there, singing, you know, like more worshipping song. And when I opened my eyes, I'm like surrounded with people, and like, wow.
Yeah, there's SABC.
Serious? And, you know, people started inviting me to perform places, like started asking me to teach them. And literally, you know, from having a 5 rand, I literally had like something like a 200 and something 40 that night.
Yeah.
I mean, just by me being at SABC, because I started teaching.
I'm telling you, I always tell people the SABC is magical. I mean, you're relatively unknown in the industry, and yet you've worked with just so many big names. I mean, we talked about Ernie Smith, Judith Sephuma, Patricia Lewis. In actual fact, Ernie Smith is producing your album. How did that come about?
He's producing a couple of songs.
He's producing a couple of songs.
So, yes.
Okay, so how did all of that happen?
I mean, like, I'm a huge fan of Ernie Smith. I've grown up adoring the guy. You know, he's like the guy I look up to, you know. I think everything I wanted to do was sound like Ernie Smith when like I had all these albums and so. So to me, and then I approached him like 3 years ago, and now we're actually working on Seasons, on one of the title tracks of the album. So.
What inspires you musically? I mean, I've seen the music that you listen to and follow is quite varied. So what's the one artist that you would love to perform with one day?
John Mayer.
Okay.
John Mayer, seriously. I think, like, I love listening to something that's real, something that's relevant, something that, you know, that can touch people. I believe that I want to impact people that can impact people. And he's one of those guys that, you know, that impact people. So John Mayer would definitely be one of the guys I would love to play with, share stage with, and all that, you know.
The album isn't currently busy cooking in the kitchen. When will it be on the shelf? When will it be out?
On the shelf, I don't know yet.
Okay,
but
so that's a work in progress.
Yeah, September, my Seasons album is actually out. But next month, I'm launching the Love and Acoustic album, which is acoustic renditions of my songs, and so it's like a 10-track album. Beautiful experiences from my own life and things like that. I think it's been coming on for, what, 12 years, I guess?
I mean, you're vocalists. Why the decision to release an acoustic album when you're also releasing an album?
Okay, the acoustic album is more for let's say, at this moment, current moment, I don't have anything selling at shows and things like that, because people, they're like forever. I mean, I would walk into music and the people would be like, hey, there was someone looking here for your albums. Like, serious?
Okay.
Honestly? Yeah, and I just believe that I need to get something out there for the people.
So you're catering to both?
Yes.
Okay, so we're gonna watch the space. We're gonna see when you release that album. Anybody wants to follow you very quickly? Where can they go?
Gino Soul on Facebook, at Gino Soul on Twitter, Gino Soul 143 on YouTube.
Okay, so he's got music videos on YouTube. That's the singer-songwriter Gino Soul talking to us about his music, passion, and the upcoming acoustic album that will be released. You can, of course, follow him on Twitter. It's at Gino Soul. We're taking an ad break. We're back after this.
Why do we have to listen to those lies?